Welcome to the Daily Review. This is Razak, Senior Trading Strategist here at CMTrading. And today is September 13, 2023, and today is Wednesday morning. So looking at the highlights of the day, we're watching the oil making new highs for 2023. But first, looking at today's major economic events, so out of the United States at 3:30 South African time, a monthly CPI number coming out. Now, as we're exiting this inflationary recessionary environment, this number is that much more important because it may indicate if the Fed is going to lower its interest rate. But looking at the various markets, starting out with the Forex symbols, the British pound testing its support, where we're looking at the indices, the Dow Jones, just really unchanged, while the NASDAQ retreating lower. As we look at commodities, gold trickles downward, oil hitting those new highs. And as we look at the stocks, it's a mixed bag. Apple retreats and weakens, while JP Morgan gets a bounce. And lastly, looking at cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin remains unchanged. So let's take a look at the markets and see what we can expect from today's trading. So here we go with the British pound first, okay, because it's most in play right now. So I've got a daily up, and this is where we're going to break it down, okay? Now looking at this area, this is becoming super important. 200-day moving average right there with the black line, you can see it. Now, we are testing its lows, and it does look weak. So if it does break lower, okay, you can see it on a 4-hour chart, much clearer that it's in a downwards momentum kind of trending downwards, okay? And however, that daily is really important, and that 200-day moving average is super important. So keep that in mind. If we do break it, we could get back to this 120-ish level, so keep that in mind. Now, jumping into commodities, looking at gold, it's pretty much flatlined, okay? If you look at all the three major moving averages that I have up, the 8-day, the 30-day, and the 200-day moving average, they're all converging. The red line, the blue line, and the black line, they're all converging into one straight line, which means that it's pretty much just tapered off, okay, at least for now. Now, jumping into crude oil, we pushed to new highs for the year, and this is really very important. Our high from last year was $92 a barrel. As you can see that quite clearly. Now, this has obviously gone down from $125 when, the war in Ukraine broke out. So there is some correctional moves here that could still be made. So keep that in mind, but it is trading. That's the most important part. Now, looking at the U.S. markets, Dow Jones pretty much unchanged, 34,492 at the top of its range, while the NASDAQ actually trickling lower. Now, that is because several reasons. If we look at Apple, for example, Apple actually did retrace yesterday and had its major conference, and yet it still sold off. So there's some questions about how Apple is going to actually weather this storm from China, kind of putting Apple on the side. Now, looking at the other stocks, JP Morgan actually bounced, okay? As a novelty here, it did take a step upwards after breaking this downwards momentum. Now, we have to sustain it, okay, above that 8-day moving average for us to consider it strong, okay? And so there are some pockets of situation in the markets that we're getting corrections. Oracle gapped down yesterday, which is a major tech stock, which is important. Doesn't reflect the rest of the market, but is important because this kind of shows us that it's stock specific right now, and it's not a general market situation where the markets are expanding. Looking at Bitcoin, untradeable. Once again, I'm covering it because everybody wants to talk about cryptocurrencies, but you can see we are past the point of trading it, at least for now. Okay, it doesn't mean that in a couple of months it's not going to be tradable, but at least for now, it's actually just flatline. This is Razak. I want to wish everybody a great trading day. Thank you.